all and welcome back to my channel. My name is Pandey and today I am going to talk about Windows Update for Business Reports. In this module, I will be covering end-to-end process of implementing update compliance and how we can generate the report using update compliance, also known as Windows Update for Business Reports. In this module, we will be discussing about the reporting of updates using Windows Update for Business Reports and update compliance. I will start with what is Windows Update for Business Reports, and then we will talk about the update compliance overview. Then how update compliance work, as well as the backend data flow of update compliance. Then we will briefly talk about data privacy in update compliance and what is the update compliance prerequisites, how to enable the update compliance, and what are the steps to add update compliance in your Azure subscriptions, like how to select or create a new log analytics workspace, how to add the update compliance solution to the log analytics workspace, and how to configure the update compliance setting through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. Then how to configure the client to send the data to update compliance using Intune. And then we will discuss about how to use update compliance report, and then we will talk about the reporting of update compliance using KQL queries and what are the compliance table schema, as well as the update compliance data latency. And then we will talk about update compliance reporting using Azure Monitor workbook galleries. And in last, we will discuss about how to add update compliance in Intune console for update deployment status reporting. Now let's start the discussion with Windows Update for Business Reports. So Windows Update for Business Reports is the advanced version of update compliance. Windows Update for Business Reports help us to provide the detailed deployment monitoring for all the devices. It is providing the Windows Compliance Assessment Report as well as the KPIs. Windows Update for Business Reports is providing the actionable recommendation to fix the update as well as the device related issues. It is also providing the insights, details of device as well as the update, which will help us to improve the future deployment. So Windows Update for Business Report is playing a very important role in providing the Windows 11 Readiness Assessment Report, and based on which we can plan the Windows update rollout in production environment. Now let's discuss the core reporting capabilities of Windows Update for Business. So Windows Update for Business Reports are integrated with Azure Active Directory and Microsoft 365, which aligned with Intune Auto Patch, Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, and other Microsoft 365 services. And for that, device must be Azure AD joined and organization should have Azure subscription. Windows Update for Business Report is also providing the organizational as well as the device level reporting, which will help in update monitoring across the organization and device level monitoring for troubleshooting and remediation. So Windows Update for Business Report provides update and device specific alerts with actionable recommendations that helps fixing deployment issue, as well as it's also providing the delivery optimization insights that helps improving the bandwidth utilization. Windows Update for Business Reports is designed for rapid innovation, which integrates with Windows Update for Business deployment services, and it leverages Azure Workbooks to build interactive reports for our requirements. So Update Compliance is a cloud-based solution that provides information about the compliance of your Azure Active Directory joined or hybrid Azure Active Directory joined devices with Windows updates. Update Compliance is a powerful set of tools that enables organization to monitor and track all important aspects of Microsoft servicing strategy, Windows as a service. Update Compliance uses the Windows telemetry that is a part of all Windows 10 devices. It collects system data including update installation progress, Windows Update for Business configuration data, Windows Defender antivirus data and other update specific information, and then sends this data privately to a secure cloud to be stored for analysis and uses within the solution. Update compliance is offered through the Azure portal, and it's included as part of Windows 10 or Windows 11 prerequisite licenses. Update compliance is available in the Azure commercial cloud but not available in GCC High or United States Department of Defense customers. We need an Azure subscription for this, and we are not charged for ingestion and storage of update compliance data. Client data is used to populate the update compliance table in log analytics. Now let's start with the update compliance overview. So update compliance is a cloud-based solution that provides information about the compliance of your Azure Active Directory joined or hybrid Azure Active Directory joined devices with Windows updates. Update compliance is a powerful set of tools that enables organization to monitor and track all important aspects of Microsoft servicing strategy, Windows as a service. Update compliance uses the Windows telemetry that is a part of all Windows 10 devices. It collects system data including update installation progress, Windows update for business configuration data, Windows Defender antivirus data and other update specific information, and then sends this data privately to a secure cloud to be stored for analysis and uses within the solution. Update compliance is offered through the Azure portal, and it's included as part of Windows 10 or Windows 11 prerequisite licenses. Update compliance is available in the Azure commercial cloud but not available in GCC High or United States Department of Defense customers. We need an Azure subscription for this, and we are not charged for ingestion and storage of update compliance data. Client data is used to populate the update compliance table in log analytics. Update compliance help in monitoring security, quality and feature updates for Windows 10 and Windows 11 devices. Report on devices with update compliance issues. Analyze and display your data in multiple ways. Easily monitor your device to ensure they have the latest quality update. Track security update compliance. View a breakdown of different Windows 10 release your organization has. We can see the scheduled feature update deployment and track the deployment progress. We can dive into the dedicated drill downs for devices that might need attention. We can also see an overview of Windows update for business deferral, configuration for features and quality update, and using log analytics we can do much more with custom reportings. The new version of update compliance is in preview, and some of the benefits of this new version includes integration with Windows update for business deployment service to enable per deployment reporting, monitoring and troubleshooting, compatibility with feature update and expedite Windows quality update policies in Intune, a new alert data type to assist you with identifying devices that encounter issue during the update process. Error code information is provided to help troubleshoot update issues. Currently, the update compliance preview contains the following features. The very first feature is update compliance workbook. The second one is the update compliance status chart in Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. And the third one is the access to the following new update compliance table. And currently these new tables are available to all update compliance user, and these table will be displayed along with the original update compliance tables. So these tables are update compliance client table, update compliance client readiness status, update compliance client update status, update compliance device alert, update compliance service update status, and update compliance update alert. Now let's check how update compliance works. So when we set up update compliance by enrolling into the solution from Azure portal, then we will configure the device to send Windows client diagnostic data to the solution. Update compliance uses log analytics in Azure Monitor to store the diagnostic data that the client sends, and we can use this data for reporting on update for your devices. Update compliance collects system data such as update deployment progress, delivery optimization, users data, Windows update for business configuration data. The Azure log analytics ingestion and retention charges are not incurred on your Azure subscription for update compliance data. We can also choose an Azure Log Analytics workspace that we own for our client diagnostic data. The collected diagnostic data populates the update compliance table, so you can easily query your data for reporting purpose. Now let's see what is the backend data flow for update compliance. The very first step is the diagnostic data is sent from devices to the Microsoft Diagnostic Data Management Service, which is hosted in the US. Then IT administrator creates an Azure Log Analytics workspace. They then choose the location. This workspace will store the data and receive a commercial ID for that workspace. The commercial ID is added to each devices in an organization by way of group policy, MDM or registry key, and then each day Microsoft produces snapshot of IT focus insights for each workspace in the diagnostic data management service. Identify devices by commercial IDs. These snapshots are copied to transient storage solely for update compliance, where they are partitioned by commercial ID. The snapshots are then copied to the appropriate Azure Log Analytics workspace, where the update compliance experience pulls the information from to populate visual. Now let's see the data privacy in update compliance. So update compliance is fully committed to privacy, centering on these principles. The very first principle is the transparency. Windows client diagnostic data events that are required for update compliance operations are fully documented, so we can review them with our company security and compliance teams. The diagnostic data viewer tool let us see diagnostic data sent from a given devices. The second principle is the control. We can ultimately control the level of diagnostic data we wish to share. In Windows 10 version 17.09, Microsoft added a new policy to limit enhanced diagnostic data to the minimum required by Windows Analytics. The third principle is the security. So data is protected with strong security and encryption. And the fourth one is the trust. Update compliance supports the online service terms. Now let's discuss the update compliance prerequisites. So before we begin the process of adding update compliance to our Azure subscription, we have to ensure that we meet the following prerequisites. So the very first prerequisite, the Azure and Azure Active Directory. So we should have an Azure subscription with Azure Active Directory, and we must have either an owner or contributor Azure role as a minimum in order to add the update compliance. Device must be Azure Active Directory join and meet the operating system diagnostics and endpoint access requirements. Devices that are workplace joined only are not supported with update compliance. With respect to operating system and addition, Windows 11 Professional, Educational, Enterprise and Enterprise Multi-Session editions, or Windows 10 Professional, Education, Enterprise or Enterprise with multi-session is supported for update compliance. Update compliance only provides data for the standard desktop Windows client version and is not currently compatible with Windows Server, Surface Hub, IoT or other versions. With respect to Windows Update Client channel, update compliance supports the Windows devices on the following channel. The very first is the general availability channel, and update compliance counts Windows Insider preview devices but does not currently provide detailed deployment insight for them. The next prerequisite diagnostic data requirement. So at minimum, update compliance requires device to send diagnostic data at required level. Previously we call it as the basic. Some queries in update compliance requires device to send diagnostic data at the following level. So for Windows 11 device, we have to enable the optional level, which we previously called as a full level, and for Windows 10 device, we have to enable the enhanced level. And the next prerequisites is a device name. So device name does not appear in update compliance unless you individually opt in devices by using policy. The configuration script does this for us, but when we are using other client configuration method, then we can set one of the following to display the device name. So if we are using the Intune to configure their device, then we can use the Intune CSP policies, and we have to create a CSP policies to allow device in diagnostic data. And for group policy, we can use the administrative template, and the location of administrative template is computer configuration, and then under that we have to go to the administrative template and then Windows component, and then we have to configure the data collection and preview builds. So with respect to data transmission requirement, we have to ensure that the data sharing between devices, your network and Microsoft Diagnostic Data Service, we must configure our proxy to allow devices to contact the below endpoints. Device must be able to contact the following endpoints in order to authenticate and send the diagnostic data. So the very first two endpoint is related to connected user experience like diagnostic component, the Windows 10, and the third and fourth endpoint is required for Windows update functionality, and the fifth endpoint is required for the Windows error reporting. Sixth one is oca.telemetry.microsoft.com is required for online crash analysis used to provide device specific recommendations and detailed error if there are certain crashes. And the last one is required to create the primary identifier for the device. Without this service, device won't be visible in the solution, and the Microsoft account sign-in assistant service must also be running. For enabling the update compliance, we need to ensure that we have required permission on Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. Enabling update compliance required access to the Microsoft Admin Center software update page, as it does display the update compliance data in Admin Center. So the following permissions are needed for access to the Microsoft 365 Center. So to enable the update compliance, edit update compliance configuration setting and view the Windows tab in software update page, we should have either global administrator role or Intune administrator role assigned. And to view the update tab in the software center page, we should have a global reader role. And with respect to log analytics permission, to edit or write queries, we should have log analytics contributor role, and to read and only view data, we should have a log analytics reader role. Now let's see the update compliance table schema. So update compliance contain many tables, and each table is used for specific purpose, and they are categorized under device record, update session record, delivery optimization record, and last one is the service and device record category. The very first table is the Windows as a Service update status table, which comes under device record table, and this table has the data such as the current device install version of Windows, whether it is on the latest available updates, and whether the device need attention. The second table is the Windows as a Service insider status, and this table has a data for device enrolled to the Windows Insider program. So device enrolled to Windows Insider program do not currently have any Windows as a service deployment status record, so do not have update session data to report on update deployment progress. The third table is the Windows as a service deployment status table. This table records a specific update on a specific device. Multiple Windows as a service deployment status reports can exist simultaneously for a given device, as each record is specific to a given update and its type. For an example, a device can have both Windows as a service deployment status tracking a Windows feature update as well as one tracking a Windows quality update at the same time. The fourth table is the Windows Update Delivery Optimization Status table, and this table provides information for a specific device on their bandwidth utilization across content type in the event they use delivery optimization. The fifth table is the Windows Update Delivery Optimization Aggregated Status table, and this table aggregates all individual Windows Update Delivery Optimization status record across the tenant and summarize bandwidth saving across all devices enrolled to delivery optimization. The sixth table is the Update Compliance Client table, and this table contains data such as the currently installed build, the device name, and the operating system edition and the active hours. The seventh table is the Windows Update Client Readiness State, and this table records about device readiness for updating to Windows 11. If the device is not capable of running Windows 11, the record includes which Windows 11 hardware requirement the device does not meet. The next table is the Windows Update Client Update Status, and this table records update event that combines the latest client-based data with the latest service-based data to create a complete picture of one device and one update. The next table is the Update Compliance Device Alert table, and these alerts are activated as a result of an issue that is device specific, is not specific to the combination of a specific update and a specific device. Like update alerts, the alert type indicates whether the alert comes from such as service device alert or a client device alert. The next table is the Update Compliance Service Update Status table, and this table records the update event that comes directly from the server side. The event has only service data information for one device and one update in one deployment. And the last table is the Update Compliance Update Alerts, and this table records the alert for both client and service update, contains information that need attention relative to one device, one update and one deployment. Now let's quickly see the update compliance data latency. So update compliance uses Windows client diagnostic data as its data source. After we add update compliance and appropriately configure the device, it could take 48 to 72 hours before they first appears. The data powering update compliance is refreshed every 24 hours and refreshes with the latest data from all of your organization devices that have been seen in the past 28 days. The entire set of data is refreshed in each daily snapshot, which means that the same data can be ingested again even if no new data actually arrived from the device since the last snapshot. Snapshot time can be determined by the time generated field for each record, while last scan can be used to roughly determine the freshness of each record data. Device connectivity to the internet and generally how active the device is influence how long it will take before it appears in update compliance. As we can see in this table that for some data type, the device is uploading the data once per day, and for some data type it is every event or every update event. Now let's see how we can enable the update compliance. So there are two main steps to enable a update compliance. The very first step is to add the update compliance to your Azure subscription, and then we have to configure the client to send the data to update compliance. So within add update compliance to your Azure subscription, the very first step is to select or create a new log analytics workspace for use with update compliance. Then we have to add the update compliance solution to the log analytics workspace, and then we have to configure the update compliance from Microsoft 365 Admin Center footer. And with respect to configuring the client to send the data to update compliance, we have many ways. We can use a script to configure the device to send the data to update compliance, or we can use Intune to configure the device to send their data to the update compliance, or we can also configure the client manually to update the data to update compliance. Now let's see how to select or create a new log analytics workspace. So to create a log analytics for workspace, we have to go to the portal.azure.com, and under search we have to search for log analytics workspace, and then we have to select the log analytics workspace services, and then click. After clicking, we'll get this kind of windows where we can create a log analytics workspace either by selecting the create option, or we can use create log analytics workspace, and we'll have to create it. And then under create log analytics workspace window, we have to select for the subscription under which we want to create a log analytics for workspace, and then under subscription we have to create a resource group, or we can also select the resource group. If you already have a resource group, you will just click on the drop down menu and you will get all the resource group listed here, and you can select the resource group as per your requirement, or you can create new one option also to create a resource group. And then we have to provide the instance name. Under instance name, you have to provide the log analytics workspace instance name and the reason where we want to create a log analytics workspace. We can select any reason, but we need to ensure that the reason which we are selecting is supporting the log analytics workspace. Then we have to click on review, and then it's going to create a log analytics workspace for us. It's going to validate the things, and once the validation pass, we can click on create log analytics workspace, and then it's going to create a log analytics workspace. Once this is completed, you will see a message saying that your deployment is completed, and then you can click on go to the resources, and then you will be landed to this page where you can see that your log analytics workspace for update compliance is created, and you can explore this for further use. In general, we can see the log workspace summary also, and we can explore further. Now let's see how to add the update compliance solution to the log analytics workspace. To add the update compliance solution to the log analytics workspace, we have to go to the portal.azure.com, and then we have to search for marketplace. Under marketplace, we have to again search for update compliance solution, and then we have to click on this update compliance solution. After that, we'll get a new window where we have to select create update compliance, and then under create update compliance solution, we have to select the subscription under which we want to create the update compliance solution, and then the resource group under which we want to create this update compliance solution. So this resource group we already created in the previous step. We have to use the same resource group, and then we have to select the Azure log analytics workspace. This one is also we created in the previous step, so we have to select it, and we have to click on review and create. After clicking, we'll get a similar kind of window where it is going to validate the things, and then it's going to say validation pass, and then we have to click on create update compliance solution, and then is going to create update compliance solution. And after that, we'll get a similar kind of window where it's saying that your deployment is completed, and then we have to click on the go to the resource page, and it will redirect us to the update compliance page where we can see the update compliance solution is implemented, and we can see that the solution as well as the log analytics workspace under which this update compliance is created. Now let's see how to configure the update compliance setting through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. So to configure the update compliance setting through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, we have to go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, and under this we have to click on this show all option, and then under show all option we have an option called health, and within the health we have an option called software update. Then we have to click on software update, and then it will open the similar kind of page where we have to go to the Windows tab, and then we need to configure the settings, and then we have to provide the Azure subscription, and then log analytics workspace, and then click on save setting. After clicking on save setting, it's going to save the settings, and then we'll see similar kind of window where it's saying that waiting for update compliance data, and then we have to wait for at least 24 hours to see the data in software update preview page. Now let's see how to configure the client to send data to update compliance. Now let's see how to configure the device for monitoring. So there are three methods to configure the device for monitoring. The first one is the configure client manually. Second one is to configure via script. And the third one is to use the client configuration for monitoring. So I am mainly focusing on the device configuration through Intune, but let's quickly see what is the process to configure via manual way as well as via script. So to configure the client via manual way, there are number of requirements. We have to ensure the required policies for update compliance are correctly configured, either via MDM policies or via group policies. And these policies are: configure the commercial ID. We have to provide the commercial ID while creating this policies, and we have to ensure that the allowed telemetry data should be configured for basics, and the configured telemetry opt-in setting user interface should be 1, and the allowed device name to be sent in Windows diagnosed data should be enabled, as well as the allow update compliance processing should be enabled, and the value should be 16, and the allow commercial data pipeline should be enabled, and the value should be 1. We have to ensure that a device must send data to the required endpoint for update compliance, and these required endpoints we already discussed in the prerequisite section. And the last one is to ensure that the required services are running or are scheduled to run. It is recommended that you allow all the default services from the out of box experience to remain running. Now let's see how to configure the client using scripts. So to configure the client using scripts, Microsoft provided a script, and we have to download that script, and once we are downloading the script, we'll get the script in that format, and then we have to modify the run config.bat file. We have to provide the log path, and we have to set the commercial ID is equal to true, and then we have to set the commercial ID value also, and then we have to execute run config.bat file, and then we'll get output similar to this, where we can see that the output is generated in a notepad file, and we can see all the steps, and we can check whatever the machine is checking, and it's saying that whether the configuration is passed or not, and in last we are able to see that the script executed successfully, which means that the device configured for monitoring is successfully configured. And we can use the diagnostic data viewer tool to confirm that the machine is sending the data correctly to the update compliance solution. And the third way to configure the device is using the Intune. We can use the configuration profile to configure the device. We can use a custom OMA URI, or we all can also use a setting catalogs in Intune to configure the device for monitoring. Now let's see how to create a configuration profile for client to send data to update compliance using setting catalog in Intune. To configure the client using setting catalog, we have to go to the configuration profile, and then we have to click on create profile, and then under platform we have to select the Windows 10 and later, and then under profile type we should select setting catalog, and then click on create.
And under setting picker, we have to search one by one each policies and add in the configuration profile. And then after that, we have to configure this profile. And the very first profile is allow device name to be sent in Windows diagnostic data should be enabled. And then configure telemetry opt-in setting UX should be enabled. And the third one is the configure telemetry opt-in change notification should be enabled. The fourth one is allow update compliance processing. And the fifth one is allow telemetry. We can go with basic, or if you want you can go with optional enhance as well. And the last one is the allow commercial data pipeline should be enabled. And then we have to click on create. And then we have to assign this to the required group where we want to deploy this policy, and then click on create and deploy this policy.
Now let's see how to create configuration profile for client to send data to update compliance using custom OMA URI in Intune. So to create a configuration profile using OMA URI, we have to go to the configuration profile and then click on create configuration profile, and then under platform we have to select Windows 10 and later, and then under profile type we have to select the templates, and within template we have to select the custom template, and then we have to provide the basic name of this profile. And under the configuration settings we have to add the OMA URIs one by one, and we have to provide the name of the OMA URI, description of the OMA URI, and the OMA URI path, and then the value or data type of the OMA URI. So these are the OMA URI details. The very first one is the allow commercial data pipeline, and this is the path of OMA URI, and the data type should be integer and value should be 1. The second one is the allow telemetry data, and the path of OMA URI is under system all telemetry, and then data type should be integer and the value should be 1. And the third one is allow update compliance processing. The path of OMA URI is under system, it's allow update compliance processing. The data type should be integer and the value should be 16. Fourth one is the disable telemetry opt-in interface, and the OMA URI path under system is configuration telemetry opt-in setting UX, and the data type should be integer and value should be 1. The last one is allow device name in diagnostic data, and the path of OMA URI is under system, allow device naming diagnostic data, and the data type should be integer and the value should be 1. And after adding all 5 OMA URIs, we have to click on create, and then we have to assign this to the required group and deploy it as per your requirement. Now let's see how we can use the update compliance. So after update compliance is successfully added to your Azure subscription, you can navigate to your log analytics workspace and then go to the solution section, and from there you can click on this your update compliance workspace, and then you will see similar kind of window. So when the solution is added, data is not immediately available. Data will begin to be collected after data is sent up that belongs to the commercial ID associated with the device. The process assumes that the window diagnostic data is enabled and data sharing is enabled. After Microsoft has collected and processed any device data associated with your commercial ID, the tiles will be replaced with the summary, and after 2 to 3 days we can see the data populating under update compliance. The summary details the total number of devices that Microsoft has received data from with your commercial ID. It provides the total number of devices that need attention, if any, and it details the last point at which your compliance workspace was refreshed. The very first section is the need attention report. This section is the default section when arriving to your update compliance workspace. It provides a summary of the different issues devices are facing relative to Windows update.
We can see that the one device need attention, and it's saying that missing multiple security updates, and it is also providing the update issues like if there is any update showing failed to install or update cancelled, rollback or uninstalled. The second report is the security update status report. This section lists the percentage of devices that are on the latest security update released for the version of Windows client it is running. Selecting this section provides blades that summarizes the overall status of security update across all devices and a summary of their deployment progress towards the latest two security updates. As we can see that it's saying that overall security update status, one is showing up to date and other one is showing not up to date, and this is also showing the latest security update deployment status where it's showing one is installed and other one is status unknown, and we can also see the previous security update deployment status. Now the third report is the feature update status report. So this section lists the percentage of devices that are on the latest feature update that is applicable to a given device. Selecting this section provides blades that summarizes the overall feature update status across all devices and a summary of deployment status of different versions of Windows client in your environment. As we can see that it's showing the overall feature update status where it's showing that two devices is out of update, and it's also showing that the bifurcation of all those two devices. It is also showing semi-annual channel targeted deployment status as well as the bifurcation of those deployment status based on the operating system. The next report is the delivery optimization status report. So this section summarizes the bandwidth saving incurred by utilizing delivery optimization in your environment. It provides a breakdown of delivery optimization configuration across devices and summarizes the bandwidth saving and utilization across multiple content types. As we can see that in my environment, I have two devices enrolled for update compliance and all are showing peer-to-peer delivery optimization option is off. And we can also see the content distribution type like feature update, quality update, apps, driver and office packs, as well as the content distribution in GBs.
We can also use update compliance to create our own reports. So if we click on this log section, then it will open this window where we can run the customized query and we can generate the output, and we can save this query for further use, as well as we can also export the result in XCSV format. So these are the update compliance tables from where we are getting the data, and these tables are very helpful when we want to create a customized report. So we have to create a KQL queries to generate a desired report. So admin can also see the update status using Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal under software update. So to do this, we have to go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, and then under health we have to go to the software update, and then under software update we have to go to the Windows update, and then we can see the Windows update status as well as the end of servicing status. And for further information, we need to click on go to update compliance, and then it will redirect us to the update compliance analytics workspace. We can also use Azure Monitor workbooks to find the status of update compliance. To use this Azure Monitor workbooks, we have to go to the Microsoft Azure portal, and then we have to search for monitor, and then under monitor we have to go to the workbooks, and within the workbooks we have to search for update compliance workbook, and this workbook will open. It will show the overall status as well as the quality update and the feature update status. As we can see here that total number device enrolled in the update compliance is 3, and total active alerts is 3, and the Windows 11 eligibility is 0. Now let's see how we can create or select a new log analytics workspace for update compliance. So to do this, we have to go to the portal.azure.com.
The very first thing we have to check is the subscription, whether we have active subscription or not. So for that, I'm going to search subscription, and then we can see that we have an active subscription. Now we have to search for log analytics, for creating a log analytics workspace. So here in log analytics workspace, we have to create a log analytics workspace. If you already have any workspace created, you are able to see here under this section. Because I don't have anything here, that's why it's not populating here. So I'm going to create a log analytics workspace, and under resource group,
We can select if any resource group is already present, else we can create a new resource group. Now I am creating a new resource group and I am providing the resource group name RG Update Compliance and click OK.
and then we have to provide the instance detail. So for that, I'm going to provide the instance detail log analytics update compliance workspace, and the region is East US. You can select any other region based on your requirement, but we need to ensure that that region is supporting the log analytics. Then we have to click on next, and then next. Now it's running some validation, and now we can see that the validation passed, and now we have to click on create, and now it's going to create a log analytics. Now we can see that the deployment is in progress. Now log analytics is created successfully. We can see that it's saying your deployment is completed, and we can also see the details, the resource where the log analytics is created, and we can explore the log analytics by clicking on go to resource. Here we can see that this is log analytics update compliance workspace we have created. Now the next step is to add the update compliance solution to the log analytics workspace. So for that, we have to go to the search and we have to type the marketplace, and under marketplace again we have to search for update compliance, and now we have a solution called update compliance, and I'm going to click on this. Now we have an option to create update compliance, so I'm going to click on update compliance, and again it's asking me the subscription. So I have Azure Pass sponsorship subscription, and then in resource group we already created a resource group RG update compliance, and under log analytics workspace we already have one workspace log analytics update compliance workspace. We have to select it, and then we have to click on next, review and create. Now it's again validating the some of the prerequisites. It's showing that validation passed, and now we can create. Now we have to click on create, and now it started initializing the deployment to create the update compliance solution. Now it's saying that the update compliance solution deployment is in progress. Now we can see that the update compliance solution deployment is completed, and we can see the details, and we can select go to resource group to see the update compliance resource group, and within that resource group under this we have log analytics update compliance workspace as well as the window as a solution update insights solution. So if you go to click on this update insight solution, and if you open this, we'll go down little bit down, and then we can see the workspace summary. As of now it's not populating any data, it will take some time to populate the data, and we can also check the logs using KQL queries. So this is similar to your SQL queries. It will take some time to populate the tables and all information.
Now the third step is to configure the update compliance setting through Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. So in the previous version of update compliance, we have to copy the commercial ID and then we have to deploy this commercial ID to all the devices. So the commercial ID directs your client to update the compliance solution in your log analytics workspace. Now starting from August 17, 22, this is the new setting and which will remove the dependency to deploy the commercial ID. Now to configure the update compliance setting through Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, we have to go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. So I'm going to log into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. And inside Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, we have to click on the Show All button and we have to go down. Here we have an option called Health, and under Health we have to go to the Software Update, and here we can see the software updates is still in preview, and under this we have to go to the Windows and then we have to click on Configure Settings. Here we have to select the Azure subscription and then under Log Analytics Workspace we have to select the Workspace. So we have Log Analytics Update Compliance Workspace and then we have to click on Save Settings. Now it's saving the settings and now the third step is also completed. We can select Go to Update Compliance and it will redirect us to portal.azure.com and where we can check the Log Analytics Workspace as well as the update compliance. And we can also see that it's saying that waiting for update compliance data. You have enrolled the update compliance, but we are still processing your data as a first time setup. This will typically take 24 hours. Now to configure the update compliance setting through Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, we have to go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. So I'm going to log into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. And inside Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, we have to click on the Show All button and we have to go down. Here we have an option called Health, and under Health we have to go to the Software Update, and here we can see the software updates is still in preview, and under this we have to go to the Windows and then we have to click on Configure Settings. Here we have to select the Azure subscription and then under Log Analytics Workspace we have to select the Workspace. So we have Log Analytics Update Compliance Workspace and then we have to click on Save Settings. Now it's saving the settings and now the third step is also completed. We can select Go to Update Compliance and it will redirect us to portal.azure.com and where we can check the Log Analytics Workspace as well as the update compliance. And we can also see that it's saying that waiting for update compliance data. You have enrolled the update compliance, but we are still processing your data as a first time setup. This will typically take 24 hours. Now let's check how to configure the client to send data to update compliance using Intune portal. So there are two methods to configure the client to send the data. The first one is using the setting catalogs and the second one is using the template for a custom OMA URI based profile. So I will show you both the methods and based on your choice you can select any one method to configure the device. Now let's see how we can configure the device to send the telemetry data using setting catalog. So to do this we have to go to the devices and under devices we have to go to the configuration profiles. Under configuration profile we have to create a profile. Under platform we have to select the Windows 10 and later, and under profile type we have to select the setting catalogs and then click on create. We have to provide a name. I'm going to provide the update compliance data and then I'm going to click on next and then we have to add the settings. The very first setting we have to add is the allow commercial data pipeline and we have to click on search Under system, we have to add allow commercial pipeline. Click on select, and then the next setting we have to configure the allow telemetry, and then click on search. Under system, we have to select allow telemetry for device. Third setting is allow update compliance processing. I'm going to click on search, and under system we have to click on allow update compliance processing. The fourth one is the configure telemetry opt-in change notification, and under system again we have to click on configure telemetry opt-in change notification. Fifth setting is configure telemetry opt-in setting UX. Click on search, and under system we have to click on this one also. Then last setting is allow device name to be sent in Windows diagnostic data, and click on search, and then under system the allow this one. Now we have added all the required settings. Now we have to configure those settings. So very first setting, allow device name to be sent in Windows diagnostic data. Yes, we have to allow it. Then next setting, configure telemetry opt-in setting UX. Yes. Then configure telemetry opt-in change notification. Then allow update compliance processing. Yes. Then allow telemetry as per Microsoft. It is required basic, but you can go with full or security, but I'm going for basic. And then allow commercial data pipeline, and then click on next. And then if you want to use scope tag you can use, otherwise click on next, and then deploy to all the devices or the required group where you want to deploy it. So for now I'm going to deploy all the devices, and then click on next and create. Now the policy is created. Now let's see how we can create the same setting using custom OMA URI. So to create the configuration policy using custom OMA URI, we have to click on create profile, and then under platform we have to select Windows 10 and later, and under profile type we have to select the templates, and within templates we have to select the custom templates, and then we have to create it, and then we have to provide the name of the configuration profile, and then we have to click on next, and then we have to add all the required OMA URI for the deployment. So the very first OMA URI is allow commercial data pipeline, and under description also I am giving the same, and within the OMA URI we have to provide the path of the OMA URI, and the data type should be integer and the value should be 1, and then click on save. Now we have to add the next OMA URI, and the name of the OMA URI is allow telemetry, and under description I'm just providing the same thing, and under OMA URI we have to provide the path of the OMA URI, and the data type should be integer and the value should be 1. Then click on save. Now we have to add the third OMA URI, which is allow update compliance processing. Under description I'm just putting the same thing, allow update compliance processing, and under OMA URI we have to provide the path of the OMA URI, and then we have to select the data type. The data type should be integer and the value should be 16, and then click on save. Then the fourth OMA URI we have to add is disable telemetry opt-in interface, and under description the same thing, and then we have to add the path of OMA URI, and the data type should be integer and the value should be 1. Then save it. And the last OMA URI is allow name in the diagnostic data, and under OMA URI we have to provide the path of OMA URI, and the data type should be integer and the value should be 1, and then save it. Then we have all the OMA URI required for monitoring is created, and now we have to click on next, and then we have to assign to the required devices. For now I am adding all devices, and then I am clicking next, and then create, and then finally review it and create. And now we can see that the update compliance policy using OMA URI also created. Now I have showed you both the ways to configure the configuration profile so that client can send the update compliance data, but in production environment we have to use any one of the method for device configuration. Now let's see how to explore the update compliance solution. So to explore the update compliance solution, we have to go to the Azure Active Directory, and then under Azure Active Directory, we have to go to the, either we can go to Log Analytics Workspace or we can directly go to the solution. If we are going via Log Analytics Workspace, then we have to click on Log Analytics Workspace, and then under Log Analytics Workspace, we need to come down. Here we can see the Workspace Summary, Workbook, Log and Solution. So if we click on Workspace Summary, it's going to show us our workspace. Now we can see that in under update compliance we have 3 devices, out of which 2 devices need attention, and the last update of this update compliance data is on this date. Now the second option is the workbook under update compliance workspace. If we click on this workbook, then we can see all the workbooks available for us. So this is basically a readily available reports we can refer at any point of time, and we can also create our own workbooks. Let's say if we want to check update insights, then we can click on this and it will show us update compliance safeguard hold. So we don't have any machine showing safeguard hold, and this is also showing the safeguard hold new devices. So as of now I don't have any machine on which safeguard hold is enforced, so I'm not able to see anything. Now if we click on this logs, then it will redirect us to the logs, the query editor, where we can run some KQL queries and find the report as per our requirement. So this is my update compliance table, which we already discussed in the previous slides, where it's showing all the tables, and within those tables we can see that what all data or what all columns this table is containing, and what is the table value type. Like some values are strings, and some are bools, some are integers, and same thing for others also. Let's say if you want to check the update status, so just need to click on this and then we have to run it. It is showing me all the device whatever is enrolled in the update compliance and what is the status on those devices. Like it's saying that this is the device name, this is the operating system version, and this is the build version, this is the revision version, and this is the operating system edition, the operating system servicing branch, and download mode is configured for delivery optimization. What is the deferral date enforced on this device, whether the feature update state is in pause or not, or if it is configured, then what is the value. Then it's going to, then it's saying that quality deferral period 30 days. Okay, now OS current status is on current, meaning that this device is up to date, and these two devices are not up to date, not current, not up to date. And it's showing quality update is also not up to date, and need attention status is showing missing multiple reports, and this is the last scan time. And with the help of this query editor we can create multiple reports, and we can save the queries for further use, and we can also export the query in CSV format, or we can also export to Power BI or open in Excel also. If we go back to the solution, so we already discussed that we implemented update compliance, which is a solution. So if you click on this, it's again showing me the summary of this solution, where it is showing again the same thing. 3 devices enroll in update compliance, out of which 2 devices need attention, and what is the last update time of that report. If you click on this, then we can see that it's showing the entire status of my machine enroll in the update compliance solution, where the very first thing is showing the overall status, where we have 3 devices enrolled, and out of 3 device, 0 device is in insider program enrolled. The green bar is showing to date and orange bar is showing not up to date. And here we have a further segregation of security update versus feature update. And we have 4 things we already discussed in the slides, like 2 devices showing need attention, one, and our security update status is 33%. So I have 3 devices in my environment, out of which 2 devices are not on latest version and 1 device is on latest version. That's why it's showing 33% compliance for my entire state. And then feature update status is also 33%, and we have not configured anything related to delivery optimization. That's why it's showing 0%. Then it's showing us the need attention, and it is also showing the device issue, where it is showing that missing multiple update security, and it is also providing what is the description of that issue. And out of supported is also showing, and we can see that it's showing that need attention 2 devices, where out of support OS version is 0 device and the missing multiple security updates to device. And if we want to know the details of the machine, then we just need to click on this and it will redirect us to the again the query editor, KQL query editor, and from where we can see the details of the device which need attention. Now we can see that it's showing that test PC2 and test PC3 is showing the need attention, and this machine is not on latest version, that's why it is showing attention. And here report also is showing the need attention. And under update issues, here the description is saying that failed. What is the meaning of failed? So he's saying that so this issue occur when an error halts the process of downloading and applying an update on a device. Some of these errors may be transient but should be, and we can see that we have 1 device which is showing failed. So if we want to know that the details of the device, we just need to click on this up, and it will redirect us to the same KQL query editor, and where we can see that what is the reason of that machine is showing failed. Here we can see that under the details is showing that pre-install task passed but full disk. It's saying that run disk cleanup delete files, meaning that the device is having some issue with the disk space, and that is why this machine is not able to install the update. Then we have a security update status. In security update status, it again the very first tile is showing us the details, what is the meaning of installed devices versus what is the meaning of progress or deferral, and then update fields and the status unknown. Here we say that installed, in progress or deferred, update issue, and the status unknown. Okay, if you want to know the details, we just need to click here, and then it will redirect us again to the log editor, where we can check the details for and further analysis. Same thing is for feature update. Again, it's saying that what is the term used in this report, like installed, in progress, scheduled for next 7 days, and then update failed and status unknown. And we can track all these things here that this report. Feature update installed, in progress, scheduled for next 7 days, update failed or unknown status. I don't have any details for this. And then here we can see that the device annual channels deployment status, how many devices are on which channel, and if we want to know the status of a specific channel, so that we just need to click on this channel, and it's redirecting us to again the same query editor. And we can see that out of 3 devices, all devices is not on latest channel, and in last it's saying that update completed, update successful, and not started. Okay, in backend it is running this query to run a report, so we can modify this query as per our requirement, and then we can pull the report. If we want to save this query, we just need to save it and save as query, and just give him a nice name like feature update status, and then save it. And once save, you can see that this is showing feature update status. And if you are on this query and you want to run this query, you can just click on this and you just need to run it. Now the next report is the delivery optimization status report, where we can see that the status of the delivery optimization. We can see that three devices on which peering is on, and the meaning of peering refers to a device in which DO peer to peer is enabled in one of the following mode: LAN, group, or internet. And we can see that in my lab device the peering is on for HTTP plus LAN. Then we can see the content distribution in percentage, where we can see that the content downloaded by the feature update is on two devices, quality update is also on two device, application for three devices, no content downloaded related to driver updates and office, and the other content is 3. And we can also check the content distribution in GBs. Here we can see that the feature update and the content is downloaded 1.28 GB, quality update is 1.89 GB, and the application is 2.1 GB, and driver and office update no content downloaded, and other is showing 263.39 MBs. If you want to see the detailed information of any of the things, we just need to click on there. And if you want to see the status of any of these information, we can just click on the device and then we can generate a status. For an example, if you want to see the status of the device where the delivery optimization is configured for HTTP plus LAN, then we just need to click on this, and we can see that it's showing the device details where delivery optimization is configured for HTTP plus LAN 1. And the query syntax is WAAS update status, then pipeline with where download mode is equal to HTTP plus LAN. If you want to change it to some other, you can change it. Now the second location to check the update compliance report is using the Azure monitor. So to open the Azure monitor, we have to search for monitor, and then we have to click it, and once this is open, we have to go to the workbooks, and within workbooks we have to go to the update compliance, which is available in under insight section, and we have to click it, and then we have to select the subscription, and it's going to automatically populate the workspace. Now we can see that the update compliance is in the preview mode, and this is now we are going to call it as a Windows update for business reports. And we can see that it's saying that use update compliance to check the progress of Windows update deployment and reports on the device with compliance issue. This data is updated every 24 hours, and the last update time was this. And we can see that it's providing the overview of the our Windows update for business reports, and then quality update reports and the feature update reports. And if there is any new information related to Windows update for business, we are able to see here under this, and this is the related links where we can check if there is any recent improvement in the update compliance or in Windows update for business report. So these are the three KPI cards which is showing that total enrolled device in update compliance is 3, and the total active alerts is 2, and the Windows 11 eligibility is 1. So if we want to know that the total number of device enroll in update compliance or Windows update for business for Windows update for business report, we have to click on view details, and it is going to show us the total compliance, where we can see the device breakdown based on the operating system version. Here we can see that 2 devices on 20H2 and 1 device is on 22H2, and based on the addition, all are enterprise version, and based on the servicing channel, all are semi-annual channel, and based on the architecture, all are 64-bit. And by default this auto refresh report is off. If you want, you can configure it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes based on the requirements. Similarly, if you want to check the total active alerts, we just need to click here, and it's going to provide the details, and it's saying that multiple security update missing, and it's a client device alert, and which is a warning, and it is generated by 2 devices, and we can see the device also. Now with respect to Windows 11 eligibility, we can see that or how many devices are eligible for Windows 11. Here we can see that the one device, two devices is unknown state, and one device is not capable. And if we want to find the reason of why this is not capable, so it's saying that on one device there is a memory issue, so it's related to hardware issue. And we can also see that the out of three devices, it's saying that two devices are readiness state is unknown and on first device. And for test PC1, the device is not eligible for Windows 11 upgrade because of memory issue. Similarly, we can see that the security update status, where out of three devices is showing that on two device we have multiple security update missings, and what device is on latest version. With similarly with feature update status, where it's showing that all three devices are in service. And if at any point of time, if we want to export the information, we can export in Excel, or we can open the log viewers to see the logs. Like if we want to see the details, we just need to click on this log viewer and then we can run this report, and it's going to provide the same information. One device is on latest version, and on two device we have multiple security update missings. And then if we want to know the quality update status, now it's saying that quality update definition, which means that quality update delivers both security and non-security fixes. These updates are cumulative, so installing the latest one will deliver all the available fixes for a specific feature update. This includes any out of band security fixes or service tax update that might have been received previously. We can see that the latest security update report is saying that one device is on the latest security update, and we don't have any device where one security update is missing, but we have two devices where multiple security updates are missing, and we have two active alerts for that. If you want to check the alert, just need to click on the view details and we can check the details. This quality update report is further divided into two parts. The first one is the update status report, and the second one is the device status report. So if with respect to update status report, it's showing that on one devices its machine is installing the update. There is no update alert for all security updates. And if you want to know that what is on which machine the installation is in progress, we can see that the machine version is 20h2, and on that machine is going to download the build version 2006, and the KB number is this one. And if you want to check the device name, we just need to click on this and we can see the device name here. It's saying that test PC2, where the operating system version is 20h2 and the current build version is 10.0.19042.631, and the client status is installing and the restart is required. Here we can see that the Windows update quality default day is 30 days, which we set in our update ring policy. With respect to device status, it's showing that the OS build number, like we can see that one machine is on 10.0.19042.63 version, revision version, and the target version is on 20h2, and we can see that the two devices is showing some alerts. And here we can see that again the same thing on test PC2, the current OS version is 20h2 and the OS build revision version is .631, and a machine is going to install 2006 revision version, and the current status is in installing state. With respect to feature update, we can see that the three devices is showing in service feature update, and I don't have any device listed under end of service feature update as well as under near end of service support. And we have two devices where we are getting active alerts. Now we can see that with respect to feature updates, and it's showing that our target version is 2022h2, because I have not created any feature update deployment profile in Intune, and my feature update deferral period is also 0, and I have not enabled the automatically upgrade device to Windows 11. That's why as on today the latest Windows 10 version is 22h2. That's why all machines are getting the latest version. And we can also see the safeguard hold report. I don't have any machine where we have any safeguard hold enforced, and there is no active alert data as available. And if you want to check that the compliance status, showing that the Windows 10 version 22h2 total progress 50%, and on devices 2 devices. If we want to know the status of those 2 devices, we just need to click on this and we can find the status. Like we can see that on test PC1 Windows 10 version 22H2 is installed, and on test PC3 the operating system version is 20H2 and OS build version is this one. And with respect to device status, we can again see that the out of under feature upgrade, out of Windows 11 readiness status, 1 device is showing not capable and 2 devices unknown, and on 2 devices we have warning. And we can see the device compliance status also. Here it's saying that test PC3, which is on currently on Windows 10 version 20H2, and the targeted version is Windows 10 version 22H2, is in installing state. And we do, as of now there is no total alerts on the device. If we have any alerts, we'll come to know under this place. And on test PC1 the Windows version is 22H2 and the targeted version is also 22H2, and the current state is installed. Now the another place to check the software update report is using Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. And to check this, we have to go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, and under this we have to click on show all button. And then under this we have a health section. Within the health section we have software update reports, and we can see that this software update is still in preview and under Windows, and it's going to show us the Windows update status as well as the end of servicing status. We can see that we have 3 total devices and 1 device is up to date, and on 2 devices we have missing security updates, and we don't have any devices where the operating system is unsupported. And if you want to check the more details, then we have to click on go to update compliance. It will redirect us to portal.azure.com, where we configure the update compliance solution for reporting. Now we can see that after clicking on update compliance, it's redirecting me to the update compliance hub, which is Windows update for business reporting solution. And we can see the same report which we discussed earlier. We can also configure the update compliance reporting using Intune also. So to do this, we have to go to the reports, and under reports we have to go to the log analytics under Azure monitor, and then we have to add the diagnostic setting. Under diagnostic setting we have to provide the diagnostic setting name. I am just adding the update compliance info, and under log category we have to select on operational logs, and under destination logs we have to select the send to log analytics workspace, and under this subscription we have to select the subscription and the log analytics workspace, and then we have to click save. This is done. We have to go back to this log analytics, and we can see the update compliance information is populating here. We just need to click on this, and it is showing us the same view which we saw in the Azure portal, like workspace, summary, workbooks, logs, and solution. If you want to click on solution, just click on the solution, and then under solution we can see the update compliance status, whatever we saw in the Azure portal. And if you click on this, we can see the same report. And then if you want to run a report for need attention or security update status or feature update status or delivery optimization status, you just need to click on the required tab for your as per your requirement, and then you're good to go see the report and download the report for further action. We can also create the workbook as per our requirement, and to create the customized workbook as per our requirement, we have to click on the workbook under Azure monitor, and then we can use the default template or empty template. For now I'm using the default template. Under this log analytics workspace query window, we just need to type the customized KQL queries. For now I'm just creating a report where we have missing multiple security updates, and then we can run this query to test if it is giving the proper output. Now it is showing that I have 2 devices, test PC2 and test PC3, which is showing missing multiple security updates. And then we have to click on save option, and then we just need to give the title of this workbook. Let's give the name need action, and under subscription we have to select the subscription, and then under resource group we need to select the resource group. So I am going to select my Azure Analytics default resource group and just apply it. Now it's creating your workbook. Once done, we just need to go back to the workbook, and then under your workbooks we can see the need attention workbook, and when we click on this workbook we can get the output immediately. I hope this is an informative video for you. Thank you very much for watching this video.